My name is Brian Ingalls, and I am a participant in the EPAD project based down in Edinburgh. I worked as a marine engineer for 10 years with a company called Shell. Then I worked offshore for 15 years. I retired 2.5 years ago, and latterly I worked as an onshore coordinator for 20 years. I'm married to Sharon, good wife Sharon, for 34 years. I've got 2 children and 2 lovely grandchildren. My family and I participated in Generation Scotland, and because of that I actually got an invite to participate in the EPAD study. To be honest, I did think long and hard before I actually joined the study, because I'm a little bit claustrophobic. I'm adverse to risk. However, I thought about it, and because it was such a worthwhile project and potentially it could have a real positive impact on not only my grandchildren but also my children as well, I decided to participate, and very glad I did. It's a lot easier than what I initially thought, to be quite honest. Basically, on an annual basis you go down and you go through a set of tests, which does include the MRI, and which does include the lumbar puncture, which does include feedback, cognitive testing as well. It does include feedback from Sharon, my wife. She's my partner in this, so she'll get some feedback on how I've been getting on. And I found it a lot less daunting than what I actually initially thought. Okay, the participant panel group, that was like an add-on. I think Edinburgh was one of the first centres to start up in Scotland, and there's no question that Professor Craig Ritchie and the whole team is actually trying to go about things the right way. So, because we were one of the first groups to be set, or the first group to be set up in Scotland, we got an opportunity to be part of the participants panel. We volunteered, and in a nutshell, there's a group of participants, small group of participants, and other personnel that are related to the project that meet on a regular basis, typically once every 6 months. 3 real objectives. One is to give feedback on their experiences, The other is to get a greater insight into the EPAD project, which has just amazed me how big it is and how well organised it is. And also, really, we also encourage promotion of EPAD out with the meetings. I did have some big reservations. I am so glad I did it. I would encourage anyone that's thinking about it to take that leap of faith and do it. I found it very worthwhile, very positive. Yeah, definitely do it. One of the reasons that allayed my fears, both from an MRI and also from the lumbar puncture, those 2 in particular, was actually the professionalism and reassurance of those that were carrying out those tests, even to the point now that I consider both to be no big deal.